اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Salamun alaikum ya Ali Madad. Tonight is our weekly Tuesday night program. So first I will begin with a small lecture of the companion of Imam Ali, then dua Tawasal, and then dua Noor Saghir. But before I begin, please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Tonight, we will talk about a very famous companion of Imam Ali. The name of this famous companion is Amaar Yasir. Hazrat Amaar Yasir was the son of Hazrat Yasir. Yasir was the Prophet's companion, Sumayya's husband, and Ammar's father. He was also one of the first people who joined Islam and was the first martyr in Islam who were killed by pagan torture and by the order of Abu Jahl. The Yasir family is among the first Muslim. They are among the first Muslims. It has been said that this family visited our Prophet in the 5th year of Behshت, which is his first revelation of prophecy. They were about the 7 and so people who had converted to Islam. Syed Mohsin Amin says, it is highly probable that it was Ammar who invited his parents to Islam. According to some other sources, to some other hadith, there were 7 people who first expressed their belief in Islam, this 6th one being Ammar, followed by his mother and his father. When the Yasir family converted to Islam, it was very hard for the Bani Makhzum tribe to tolerate this, since they were Bani Makhzum's slaves. In the meanwhile, Abu Jahl was very hostile towards Islam. He forced the Yasir family to abandon Islam by a variety of tortures, but they never worked. However, despite all the physical, all the psychological sufferings and the senility, Yasir and Sumayya never retreated from their belief when it came to Islam. The pagans had tortured them in different instruments, such as hitting them with hot iron, whips, drowning in polluted water, steel armor, with their chains penetrating into their bodies, and burning them under the hot sun. Though Yasir was old, he resisted all these tortures, all the pressures, and he was finally martyred in the results of these tortures, and he also became the first martyr of Islam. But now, let's also talk about Bibi Sumayya. She was the mother of Hazrat Ammar, and as I said, the wife of Hazrat Yasir. She was the mother of Amaar Yasir, who was a very famous companion of our Rasulullah and among the first people who had converted to Islam. She is also the first Shahida, the first female martyr of Islam. Finally, Yasir, as I said, was martyred under tortures. His wife Sumayya, who was an elderly woman at that time, continued to resist. After the martyrdom of Yasir, Abu Jahl would always insult her. Ravaged by anger, Abu Jahl ordered to fasten each of her legs to a camel, and then they separated the camels from each other. They attached the legs of Bibi Sumayya on 2 camels and made the camels go in 2 different directions. Abu Jahl lost his patience and then hit her in the stomach by a dagger or spear and ripped apart her stomach. Thus, this virtuous lady was martyred after all these tortures. But now, let's return to our topic and talk about Hazrat Ammar. Amaar Yasir, as I said, was an early companion of Prophet Muhammad and the famous companion of Imam Ali. He was among the first people to become a Muslim. Ammar, along with Salman Farsi, Miqdad, and Abu Zar, is considered to be one of the first Shia. He was among the few Muslims who refused to pay allegiance to Abu Bakr. In one incident, after criticizing the 3rd Khalifa, the 3rd Caliph, Usman, for unlawful spending from the public treasury, the Caliph kicked him so badly that he fell unconscious. The Caliph had then planned to banish him, but then withdrew due to Imam Ali's mediation. The Prophet had already told Ammar that he would be murdered by a group of rebels. Our Prophet had already told Ammar that you will be murdered by a group of rebels. It is said that he was over 90 when he fought in the Battle of Siffin, and he was murdered by the army of Muawiyah. Ammar, his brother Abdullah, and his father Yasir, and including his mother Sumayyah, were all severely tortured by the Quraysh for accepting and for embracing Islam. Sumayyah and Yasir had murdered under those tortures and are considered to be the first martyrs of Islam. One day, Ammar went to the Prophet and he says, "They did not stop torturing me until I said what they wanted." They wanted Ammar to say the name of their gods and to insult his Prophet. And that is what he meant. He says, they did not stop torturing me until I took the names of their gods and talked badly about the Prophet. But then the Prophet says, "What do you have in your heart?" And then Ammar says, "I am confident upon my faith and I am calm, and once again, I am still practicing Islam. Even though they may torture me, they tortured me, but I still have belief in Islam." And this proves Ammar's very strong faith about our Prophet and Allah. Because even after so much torture with whips, drowning him in polluted water, hot iron, Ammar still had belief in Islam, our Prophet and Allah. We know that in the period of the third Caliph, Osman, serious quarrels happened between him and Ammar. In one such case, Ammar protested the exile of Abu Zar to Rabadha. It led to serious quarrel between Ammar and Osman. Ammar was battered at the order of Osman. Osman intended to exile Ammar from Medina, but he changed his mind after protests by Imam Ali. According to some other reports, Ammar was battered when he and other people of Kufa objected to the corruption and wine drinking by Walid, who was appointed by Osman as the ruler of Kufa. And as we all know, Walid was the same person who led the prayer in Masjid Kufa while he was drinking liquor. According to another account, Ammar was also battered when he objected to the way Osman distributed the treasury, Bayt al-Mal, among people, and he criticized his remarks that he had full authority over how to distribute the treasury. Please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. During the Khilafat of Imam Ali, Ammar, as I said, attended the Battle of Jamal and Siffin. In the Battle of Jamal, he was the commander of the left army of Imam Ali. And on the third day of the Battle of Siffin, he was once again the commander of Imam Ali's army. Ammar's martyrdom in the Battle of Siffin by the army of Muawiyah. Ammar was murdered in the Battle of Siffin by the order and by the army of Muawiyah. He was considered as a factor to reapproach people and prove the rightness of Imam Ali in the battle. It was because of a very well-known hadith from a prophet, according to which Ammar's killers are rebels, or baghi, that is, people who do not obey the legitimate imam. Our prophet had said, "Ammar, you will be murdered by a group of rebels, by a group of baghi." And those people were the army of Muawiyah, and this is written in a hadith. And a rebel or a baghi are people who do not obey the legitimate imam, which means the correct appointed imam. Ammar is buried where he was murdered during the Battle of Siffin, as I said, is in the province of Raqqa, which is a province in Sham. Sham is Syria. So, this concludes my important lecture concerning Hazrat Ammar. This lecture was very important for our young youth and our young azadar to bring more ma'rifat about the companions of Imam Ali. Now please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. I will now begin the recitation of Dua Tawasal. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمتنا بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please remember everyone in your du'as. Inshallah, Allah will accept all of our du'as. Ya wajihan indallah ishfa lana indallah. Ya Fatimatu Zahra Ya Binta Muhammad Ya Qurrata Ayn Rasul Ya Sayyidatana wa Maulatana, إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيهة اشفعي لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite Du'a Tawasal with me together and loudly, because this is the beauty of Du'a Tawasal that everybody should recite together. Ya wajihan inda Allah, ishfa lana inda Allah. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباكر يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها الكاظم يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. For the happiness of Imam Hussain, please recite together and please recite loudly. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. This is a very important month, so please recite together and please recite loudly. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي من الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها اشفع لنا. Please remember all azadars in your du'as because tonight is the Tuesday night, so may Allah accept our du'as. Ya wajihan indallah ishfa lana indallah. يا وسي الحسان والخلف الحجات أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن الرسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا. Please recite together. يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. التماس دعاء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا ساداتي وموليا إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وأدتي ليوم فكري وحاجتي إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا ساداتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالميهم من الأولين والآخرين آمين رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد. Please recite Surah Al-Fatiha for all marhumin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. I would like to thank all my elders and all my azadars who are watching and supporting me during my lecture, my Dua Tawasal, and during the recitation of Dua Noor that will follow. You can request for dua in the comment sections, and if you want, you can type iltimasi dua because all azadars will now pray together. Now we will begin the recitation of Dua Noor Saghir. Take out a glass of water in front of you, and once we are done reciting, blow in that same exact glass of water. Later on, distribute it to your family, or simply blow on your right and left side of your shoulders. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Noor. بسم الله النور النور بسم الله نور على نور بسم الله الذي هو مدبر الأمور بسم الله الذي خلق النور من النور الحمد لله الذي خلق النور من النور وأنزل النور على الطور والبيت المأمور والسقف المرفوع في كتاب مستور في رق منشور بقدر مقدور على نبي محبور الحمد لله الذي هو بالعز مذكور وبالفخر مشهور وعلى السراء والضراء مشكور وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. We have concluded our Tuesday night program. We did a small lecture of the companion of Imam Ali, a very important lecture. Dua Tawasal and then Dua Noor Saghir. Next week, same time, 7 p.m., we will be having another lecture of the companion of Imam Ali, another very important companion. Then the recitation of Dua Tawasal and then the recitation of Dua Noor Saghir. So please join in big number. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.